All right, I caught myself before I made a giant mistake. We're gonna do a little bumper fab work tonight. We got a Jeep Cherokee in the shop. You've seen this Jeep before. We done the lift on it. We done gears, lockers, all kinds of stuff. We're gonna put a bumper on the front of it. It's kind of I'm not building, I'm just welding it together. It's one of those buy it and then weld it together pieces. We'll see how it turns out. Gonna put a winch on the top of it. We got something going wrong in the rear end. We're gonna pull it apart real quick and see if we can figure it out. So I'll show you the trouble we've got. There's just a ton of slop here. So we'll pull the diff cover off. I bet the pins, this has got what's called a lunchbox locker in it. I'll bet the pins are broken. We shall see, we shall see. We're just doing a little inspectigating and see that giant thing in the oil pan. Yeah, it came from this. So it ripped the mount right off the old front end. Toasted. We'll have to deal with that. Luckily, it didn't punch a hole through it. I don't know how or why. That's the clunking noise he heard. We'll inspectigate the rear end though. That's what we're working on at this point. We'll have to take a picture, send it to him, tell him we found the clunk. Not sure Gary's gonna like the off-road wheel, where you wheel it for a day and work on it for a week. Now this sucker is right stuffed on. We'll get the torch and heat it up, pull it off. Get her warmed up a little and it'll break the seal. I'll go find a chisel. We should be able to get her off. Nailed it. Seems to be some metal chunks coming out of that. That doesn't look very promising. There is metal in there. Let's figure out what's going south.
Not locker?
No, the gears look good. Look at all that slop right here. So, it's nothing crazy. I thought we were gonna find bad problems in here, but we ain't got any problems. Locker's working like it should. The gear pattern looks good. There's no crazy big chunks or anything in here. There is some metal in there. I don't know what to think. Alright, so we figured it out. The pinion's loose. That's what our vibration at speed was. So we'll tighten it up. We'll see if that fixes that. Put the drive line back on and then weld the front end together. So we'll get this put all back together and then we'll go ahead and weld that front end back together. And then that should fix his vibrations again. He'll be in business. Doing a little cleanup work. Alright, I guess we'll start welding there and hammer it to fit. That's what we'll do. Alright, she is welded back into place. We got some oil in the rear end. We're gonna let down, go take it for a ride, see if it still vibrates like crazy. We'll see what she does. It already clunks less. Before it was like at 60, it vibrated pretty hard. Alright, so we went for a test ride and realized we weren't done. You didn't get to see that because our battery died on our GoPro. We're in a hurry to fix this. It won't clang anymore. She's fixed. We took it for a ride. Vibration's gone. Only thing that was still clunking was that. It's good. He's fixed up for another round. Alright, today in the shop, we got trade work 101 going on. Gary's putting carpet in my house, and now I'm putting bumpers on it. Well, he already put some carpet in for other stuff, but now I'm finishing the job, and we're gonna do a bumper. I've never done one of these weld together kits before, but I priced it out, and for me, it's cheaper if I buy this than if I buy metal and spend the time to put one together. So I'm gonna weld this thing together, and we'll put it on the front of this truck, see what it looks like. Alright, first things first, let's see the instructions. Good enough, I just want to see a picture of it so I know what it looks like. Winch bolts into it right there. This is the front plate, it's back, sides bend up. We'll get after it. All right, so that wasn't bad. Getting all this bend up. Now I shall assemble it somehow or another. I'm gonna go through and stack it together and weld it up. We'll see what it looks like. All right, so the corners all welded up. Got to do a little grinding on them, make them all pretty. Now I got the main part of the bumper I got to weld together, and then I got to figure out these for sure. And then I can get all the finishing touches done and hopefully get it bolted on, see what it looks like. All right, I caught myself before I made a giant mistake, but it was close. I closely screwed up. Well, I did screw up, but I caught myself. So if you look at this bumper, it looks pretty good, right? Yeah, other than this is the bottom and this is the top. I welded them on the wrong side. Oops. I'll cut those tack welds and swap them. All right, there it is, finished product, welded together. It's got these little hooks on the front. Pretty good, really. I think I paid 240 bucks for the front and rear bumper. So way cheaper than what I was gonna do time-wise and everything else. I've been like an hour putting this thing together, so we'll cool it down, grind it all up, and get it bolted on. I just removed the front bumper. It's off. Now we got to take some bracketry off of there, and then we can bolt this bumper on that I got put together. So I'll get after that. There it is. The Jeep has got itself a new bumper. Now we'll get the winch setting in it. See if we can get it, and then we'll paint it. Alright, so I'm pretty satisfied with it. I can go on the front of there like so, but I got an added hoop to it. So I'm gonna come right up around here and across, and that'll look way better to have a hoop on it. So I'll bend that up and then spray a little paint on it. It should be beautiful. Roughly 5 foot of pipe to get across there. Alright, we'll go build it.
Special delivery. We've been waiting for like 3 months for this thing. What do you think it is? What is it?
Well, it appears that I'm in the exhaust bending business now. When you work for yourself, you got to figure out ways to make money. And this is something that I enjoy doing and I can do. It's morning again. I got that thing all put together. I'm burning the rest of the crate. Can't shut the door, so we're getting a little smoke out into the shop. That's all right. We'll it'll shut here eventually, and we'll suck the smoke out of here. But this thing's good to go. We're gonna use that thing and bend this hoop up over this. We'll get it all done and get this Jeeper out of my life. All right, so I kind of got a plan in my head what I want this to look like. Whoops. Figuring this out. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bend right smack in the middle of it. 10 degrees, that's probably enough. Go test fit. Alright, so what we're thinking here is this is gonna be in the middle somewhere like that, and come over and down right here. Then I'm gonna run another one up and into it. That's the game plan. Let's see, if I just come over 8 inches on each side and start angling down, that's going to work. That's going to cover headlights. I can't do that. Well, we'll have to recalculate on that one. All right, so we're on to it now. I just cut those bottom bends off. Gotta get the ends fixed, but that's roughly what it's gonna look like. We'll lean it forward. Should be good to go. Perfection. All right, we've narrowed this sucker down here. Kind of got it where we want it. We're gonna tack it in place and see what it looks like. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. I'll get the welder and we'll tack it in place, see what it looks like. All right, something doesn't look right here. I gotta figure it out. All right, I think I figured it out. This bend and this bend weren't exactly the same, so I went and tweaked it a little bit. Now it looks, I put the angle gauge on it, they're all the same. Everything looks good. I think I can weld it in. And then I'm gonna build two little short ones that come up from right there. Tie it in. And this thing will be whipped. Might need to slide it that way just barely. It looks like I do. It's not centered. I gotta go this way 1/4 of an inch. Let's see if I like that. 3 1/4, 3 1/4. I can deal with that. There it is. Get the other little pieces put on it. Then I can pull it off, paint it, mount a winch in it, and I'm finished with that thing. And I can move on to the rear. But I don't think I'm gonna do the rear right now because I gotta get my Dodge ready for the golden nugget recovery. So, yep. All right, this is my tubing notcher. And we know that we need to be at a 38-degree angle, because I put my angle finder on it over there. And now we just got to get this set properly. We bottomed out. Let's cut it off. Okay, it says in the fine print that this should fit. Let's go find out together if it really does or doesn't. Almost like I knew what I was doing right there. Got a little grinding on the base to make it all fit in there proper. That should do it. I don't know if I like it, but the angle was perfect. I just don't know if I like it straight up. I guess it kind of goes with the grill. Yep, we'll make it work. All right, I'm not sold on these, but that's how they're gonna go. I'm gonna weld them in there. And then I think he's gonna put a light bar across the front of this to fill that hole up. That's the plan, so we'll get it done. And then I gotta go to a parent-teacher conference. Never been to one of those, I've been gone all the time, so that ought to be interesting. All right, we'll give you the close-up of it. That space may be a little big, but keep in mind there's gonna be a light bar probably across there somewhere. All right, it's done. I'll paint it, bolt the winch in it, call it done. All right, so front bumper's done, painted. Now we're gonna do the rear bumper. It's gonna look like this when we're done. We gotta figure out which of these to bend what way, and then we can tack it all together. So, oh yeah. I don't really follow instructions very well, but it looks like I'm gonna have to. I see what's going on. I'm pretty much a pro at this right now already. I just figured it all out in my brain. These ones are gonna get bent at a 90. Yep, 90 degrees. Here we go.
Well, that's not really hard to bend.
No, they cut it. It's easy to bend. Hey, look at that. Leroy's out of bed. I've got some work for you to pay for that bicycle you still owe me for. Welding work. You're gonna weld this here bumper together. First step, down. Do the next one. We gotta bend one of these at 90. And then this other one at 40. Oh, it's 40-ish. Okay, we did this side. Now we gotta bend the other side exactly opposite of this. There's those two. And that just goes in the middle of there like so. Now we gotta bend all this stuff. Alright, I hired a welder to finish this stuff. He's gonna get this all welded together, and then we'll put it on. Old Jace is on it, or he's trying to be. You got her?
I think so, yeah.
Pretty fair welded for a 14-year-old. You may not have to eat ramen noodle your whole life. He'll flip it over. That's right. Grandpa Sherm, he's got him a project going over here. He's building a trailer flip thing for the front of his trailer so he can flip it up out of the way. So we got lots of stuff happening in the shop today. All right, so the front bumper is on. Landon is plugging it in right now. Looks like it works. All right, front bumper is done. So this Cherokee needs a tailpipe as well, so we're gonna go ahead and bend a tailpipe up on it. So first bend needs to be at 9.5 inches. We're trying to make one that looks exactly like this. I don't know what degree that is, but we'll come over here a little. There's one bend. Okay, the center of this next one needs to be right there. Yeah, I'm basically there. We're gonna go ahead and test fit this just to see what we got going. So it was 2 inch that was on it originally. We are running 2.5. So this has got to come over. Yep. Yep. Then we'll hold it up there and figure out where we want to kink it. Do right there, basically. Where it has to go. See if I bend it the exact wrong way. It looks like I did. I went the exact wrong direction. Lan! Why did you tell me to do that?
I didn't, you did it.
Son of a gun. That's the problem you run into. When you screw up, you just screw up. Oh well, we'll cut it off. I know how to weld stuff together.
I think that'll work. Right there.
I got this done. Done as I'm gonna get. It's not finished yet. I ran out of time, so I still have to come off of here and I'm coming up underneath of this and tying it in. But I ran out of time. And the receiver hitch is all getting cut off, and then a piece of angle iron will be from the receiver hitch to the bumper. I just painted it so it wouldn't rust. So it's all good. So I'll finish Gary at a later date and time, but it's way better than it was. The front bumper's done, winch is on it. It'll be in good shape. So, all right, thanks for watching.